At 14:46 local time on the 11th of March 2011, a magnitude 9 earthquake struck off Japan's northeast coast. The 4 operating nuclear power reactors at Fukushima all tripped as designed. However, despite this, the fuel in them continued to produce a huge amount of heat. Therefore, under normal conditions, the nuclear power plant would have kept water circulating over the fuel, but due to the earthquake, the mains electric power which was supplied to the pumps and hence allowed cooling water to be provided was lost. Because of this, the backup diesel generators began to work, but an hour later, a 15-meter tsunami hit, taking out these diesel generators. After this occurred, all the reactors at Fukushima except the Daiichi 1 to 3 went into cold shutdown. At the Daiichi 1 to 3, a loss of power occurred to the pumps, and this caused the water in the pressure vessels to start boiling and the fuel to start heating up. Finally, the zirconium alloy cans that contained the fuel pellets burst. Have there been any changes to the running of a nuclear power plant with regards to safety after what occurred at Fukushima?
They are trying to increase the energy supply, power supply, in case of the loss of the power supply because of the different incident, like tsunami or earthquake. So they always have some kind of backup plan. They're also trying to have extra facility to keep cooling water. So that is the change.
Are there any new ideas that have been put forward to change public perception with regard to nuclear power?
I'm not too sure if it is something new, but I guess previously people didn't know much about it. But nowadays, of course, it's related to their safety, so people want to know more. And those energy companies and the nuclear power plants, they are trying to ask questions and get information. Also, many organizations, they have websites accessible to everyone, so they can also get those information. And the government is encouraging people to do so.
How was the nuclear world affected when the disaster happened?
Obviously, the initial impact was very negative, but as time passing by, people start also thinking, well, it was not fortunate.
And finally, how do you think public perception has changed to nuclear power?
I guess to a certain extent it became more negative. Yeah. But I think personally, it would be good if you can do without, but in reality, it's quite difficult to avoid nuclear power.
What do you think of nuclear power?
It's a renewable source of energy.
I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's a nice renewable source of energy.
I think that nuclear power it's quite controversial, but
What is your knowledge of nuclear power?
I know the physics of generating power by nuclear fission.
It's a renewable source of energy, but it can be very dangerous.
I know it's expensive and dangerous.
I can do the basic physics of it, but in terms of economic numbers, not clear.
Have you heard of Fukushima?
Yeah, the power plant in Japan.
Yeah.
I have heard of Fukushima.
Yeah. Yes, I have heard of Fukushima.
Do you think your views to nuclear power has changed because of this?
I think they have changed somewhat.
Not really.
No, I don't think my views hugely changed.
Yeah, my views probably have changed.
Not really.
I would still invest in it.
Public opinion in Britain on nuclear power has been surprisingly unaffected by the events that took place at Fukushima. Although the disaster has highlighted many possible dangers of nuclear power, surveys which have been conducted in recent years have shown that people are becoming more tolerable towards the use of nuclear power as an energy source. This suggests that the Fukushima disaster itself has had little impact on the British public. Other figures that have been sourced through these surveys suggest that one of the possible reasons for the slight increase in favourability for nuclear power is climate change. The public appear to be more concerned that oil is becoming a less viable source of energy and are therefore looking for a way out. Nuclear power, it seems, is becoming a much more acceptable alternative, especially as renewable energy sources aren't quite efficient enough yet.